Hello and welcome back to another episode of Nerds Amalgamated, the podcast by nerds for nerds about nerds. I'm the professor and we've got Bucky and the DJ today.
Hey guys.
How you going?
You did it in the wrong order. Now everyone's going to think Bucky's the DJ.
Nah, no one will ever mistake me for DJ Googly Eyes.
It's still Fly High, man. It's still Fly High. It's still Fly High.
Googly Eyes.
No, I'm changing.
Change it.
I'm changing.
Googly Eyes.
No, it's still DJ Fly High.
I will kick you from this podcast.
You've been outvoted.
Only I changed my own name.
Unfortunately, yes, because you've set the permissions on the server for that. It's annoying. Anyway, our first article this week is about a US court blocking the sale of GTA Online cheat programs. Take-Two, who published GTA, took David Zippera to court over the cheat programs Menu and Absolute. And they claim that over the course of GTA's release, they have lost $500,000 due to players using his programs and not buying shark cards, presumably.
Wait, shark cards? Wait,
shark
what?
cards. It's their microtransaction gift card sort of things.
Okay.
You go in and you buy a shark card for like $20 and you get $1 million in game.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Not really, because price inflation since the game came out means that you now need to spend like $150 to get some of the top tier content if you're not going to grind it out. You can see you can actually see someone should graph it, but you can see a rise in prices over the course of the last couple of years.
Okay. I'm just this is looking more like a pay to win scenario to me.
Yeah.
Really, it is ending up a bit that way. I haven't played GTA in a few months, but they seem to have a lot of new stuff that's really expensive and just a pain in the arse. Like, they've added an orbital strike, which is basically impossible to dodge, and costs $750,000, I think, to fire once.
Whoa.
So you can get an instant kill against someone for $750,000, and they can't fight back because you're locked into your private bunker.
Is that in-game cash or real cash?
In-game cash.
I was just going to say, I don't think I dislike anyone that much in real life to pay $750,000 to land in the game.
You wouldn't have to. I saw screenshots of a Hitman site on the dark web the other day. They're only charging like 20 grand.
Well, that much.
Yeah. That's more reasonable.
No. Although if I dislike someone enough that I want to kill them, I'll probably want to feel the bones breaking under my hands.
So you'd go for more of the pay them to kidnap the person and bring them to a abandoned shack out in the bush.
No, I'd probably just do it myself. Hire a van from somewhere. I probably shouldn't give out details in case I ever do it because I don't want everyone knowing how I done it.
Fair enough.
But yeah, no. I sat down with a friend once and he'd been mugged. So we sat back and we worked out how to go and get the people to respond.
Lovely.
Then his mum banned him from being able to go after them.
Yeah, I had a mate get mugged recently. Guy came into his house and beat him up and stole his PlayStation. And luckily the cops caught him before my mate did.
I know that feeling.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, now looking at this, honestly, I reckon it's a little bit, if it's going to be paid to win, the judges have got to stop that as well, because that's just ridiculous.
Yeah. I'd like to see, like they did in Europe, a crackdown on loot boxes and microtransactions.
Yeah. Well, there was one thing I did notice during the week with GTA was they had they got some of the new vehicles that are coming out, and one of them looks exactly like the Mark V.
Yeah.
And I'm upset. I don't know whether they're actually going to have when you're driving around, whether they have a radio blasting out the theme song for Speed Racer. but they've called it some other weird name as well, not the Mark V.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of like tie-in vehicles recently. They added the Batman car from the 60s movies a few months ago.
Okay. Now, that would be fun to drive. And then there was also a armoured, I don't know whether it was a Hummer or something, with what looked like a 50 cal gun-mounted turret above it.
They also added a Lada recently, which absolutely no one is going to drive because shitty little Soviet cars do not stand up to RPG launches.
Yeah, but no one's going to expect you in a Lada. Are you able to actually do upgrading on the cars yourself?
In the game or with a real Lada? Yeah.
With a real Lada, I know you can, because I've seen a video where a guy put one through in the workshop and he did some changes, so it actually had mounted machine guns that were slung underneath it. So, yeah, it fired through where the bumper was.
So a Soviet Bond car.
Yeah. But, yeah, I was just thinking, if you could do it in the game, then, yeah, I'd mount a couple of machine guns so they fired through the bumper if I was allowed. Unfortunately,
you can't. The only car that's got anything like that is the JB700, which is very obviously the James Bond Aston Martin.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't actually work because they didn't have many weaponized vehicles when it came out, and they don't like going back to patch older stuff.
Okay. Well.
For me, with this, it just reminds me of like, yeah, you're bound to see all these cheat programs come up as soon as your product gets really, really successful.
Well, they've been really successful for a long time, and in most regards, it's a great game, like one of the greatest series around. But if they're starting to push too much on the pay to win, they got to just ease back.
Yeah, it's the same with like what are the other famous games we know of, like CS:GO, for example, or Counter-Strike, with all the cheat bots on that game.
Wow.
Yeah, or what about what's
PUBG?
the name of it? PUBG or PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Oh yeah.
Well, that is PUBG.
I'm just repeating what he said about CS:GO or Counter-Strike.
What's the other game? Dota as well. See, like, you're about to see all these like cheat programs coming up all the time.
On. You didn't say what Dota stands for.
No, I'm not. But that my point being though, it's like even if they judge blocks up this one, you're gonna see thousands and thousands of more cheat programs around if you look hard enough.
Oh, there's been lots of them around for ages. Like there was actually a big shutdown with extra content for GTA done. I think it was last year or the start of this year. There was a whole lot of crap down on all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and it's someone else will come in and do it. Probably someone in Russia where they can't go and sue them for it.
Mm-hmm. Or China. Although apparently, according to some sources, that's just because they've got better computers.
This should be like a running gag, like they have better computers.
I think we have been using it as a running gag, so thanks for pointing that out for us.
Captain Obvious to the rescue.
Thank you.
That wasn't a compliment.
I know.
I'm just making sure. You seem to miss everything else.
Then the other thing, this case reminds me of another case I saw with GTA, which was someone was caught for griefing. As I recall, a second, GTA Online. How did they get in trouble for griefing? A second, just let me find that.
They cried too much while the game was going, and it distracted everybody else.
I think it's the same story as well. Like they would cause irreparable harm to sales. Yeah, 500k. Yeah, it's the same story. They called it griefing.
Yeah, because those hack menus are the same things people use to get invincibility and flying and all of that, as well as just spawn tons of money.
Oh, hey, what? Tons of money?
Not real life money.
But you can sell stuff in game, can't you?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you can't sell it to other players, though. There's no way to, like, gold farm there.
Ah, see, at least I was thinking of a possible revenue stream using that. Have they got
Yeah,
something
you'd
like
have
that for World of
to-
Warcraft?
Yeah, there's people gold farming in World of Warcraft all the time. There's places in China where they have bots running and stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Next article is, fortunately, from Bucky, not the DJ. Bucky wants to tell us about SCUM.
And when we say scum, we don't mean the naughty other person in the podcast. We're talking about the game.
Which is about where the other person in our podcast is going to end up in about 10 years.
Maybe sooner. But yeah, for those who haven't heard about it, SCUM is another survival game. But unlike Fortnite, PUBG and all that, it's not a rapid fire over in 5 minutes at the most sort of thing with ridiculously overloaded gameplay. This is going to be it's a much slower approach to it, and it's a lot more intense, and it's actually climbing on the charts on Twitch. So the main premise is it's actually a reality TV show, I think, from what I can understand, and it's a bunch of prisoners dropped on an island in a supermax prison, and they run around and you have to build your stuff from scratch. So it's not a matter of walking up to a tree, punch it 3 times, and you suddenly have a bunch of wood. They're the same with a rock, and then you can build it, combine it to make yourself an axe or whatever. You actually have to go and slowly build the components to make other stuff. And you can tear clothes up to make rags, and then strips of rags to make rope and that sort of stuff. So, yeah. And it's in a 144 square kilometer map.
That's huge.
It's halfway between. I did see somewhere where they were saying somewhere. It's halfway between
PUBG and DayZ, yeah.
Yeah. So it's a huge amount of space.
So in terms of numbers, that's 144 square kilometers.
Yep.
And compared to DayZ, which is 225 square kilometers,
Mm-hmm.
and Battlegrounds, which is 16.
And you've got 64 players who fight to the death in SCUM. And just for those who really want to destroy the competition, cannibalism is allowed.
And defecation is a mechanic.
Yes. The mechanics in this are so intense. You can actually watch your entire dietary system, so including the vitamin levels and so forth that you have, so potassium, everything, magnesium, all of it. You can see how high your bladder is, how full it is, how full your colon is. You can check this quality of your excrement to see whether you're doing it right. So it's an intense game. There's going to be a lot of fun to play.
Yeah, I'm definitely planning on picking it up. I like the idea. I'm a little worried that with the size of the map and the number of players, it'll feel a bit empty. Like, I love the idea behind it, but now I'm back in uni. I was like, I wish I had a game like this that would last for days. And now I'm an adult. I'm like, I don't want to be stuck in a game all weekend.
It's like the lack of patience gets you.
You got zombies to fight as well.
Well, more the lack of time. Oh, so it's basically going to be DayZ in the format that they said they would release 5 years ago now.
I don't know, but
Zombies and crafting is the base building.
Okay.
I don't think there's base building in this.
Nah.
I don't know. You could take there was one video I saw. The guy had gone through a church looking for bits and pieces, and it was on a hill. And you could probably set yourself up like you found a scope. So if you had a rifle, he could set himself up in there and then just go farm the local area and come back and just pick people off. There was a mattress to sleep on and all that sort of stuff. And you have to sleep. You have to recover energy and all that. So your body's actually mapped out to that extent. You do actually have to go and rest.
So you've watched a few videos on this already, haven't you?
I've watched a few. And
do you have an idea of how long a match lasts?
Nobody's actually specified exactly. It's only just like small videos. No one's actually showed one going from start to finish. But I'm watching. There's a video streaming at the moment on Steam, and it's already gone for over 3/4 of an hour. And the
Much
guys,
longer than your average PUBG stream.
oh yeah, the guys camped in a kitchen eating some food at the moment and recovering. But yeah, it's not one of those. Let's just do a quick 5-minute game. It's let's have a session and really have fun. Like the first things you can make at the start of SCUM, as far as weapons and so forth, is you can find some rocks and you can make yourself a stone knife, and then you can use that to chop down bushes and make a couple of spears. So yeah, like one of the videos, I think you shared it with us earlier today. The guy made a baseball bat. He found a baseball bat and he made it with nails through it, and he uses that as a weapon. He still hasn't got a gun. He has got a pistol, but he doesn't have ammo for the pistol.
Sounds like how most of my DayZ games went too.
Yeah, the Steam stream, the guy's got someone outside the window. I'm not sure if that's a zombie or just another player, and he's loading his gun to shoot them.
We got the live commentary drama. Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it?
What really frustrates me about games like these is just going to be how many campers you're bound to see in this entire game.
Well, I don't think you'll see that many because the map's so big and there's no shrinking map mechanic.
No.
Which is a key point that we haven't mentioned yet. There's no shrinking map. So in PUBG, your match time is limited by the length of, by how long it takes for the map to shrink. And even if you hold out to the very end, the map will shrink to the point where you can't physically fit in the circle.
So, in the Steam live stream at the moment, the guys walked across to the bottom of the stairs, and there's two guys that are looking in the doorway.
Who died?
Yeah, he's wearing a hat that's got ears on it, so it looks like a bear or something like that. And there are bears in this as well. So you've got wildlife as well as zombies and other players. So it's
Nice.
And he's got two guys that have come up and said hello to him, and he's just like, "Oh, hang on," and they've opened the door and they pop their head around the corner. So
I remember back in the day in DayZ, you used to be able to actually meet people and make friends. It'll be interesting to see if that lasts in this, or if people just go straight to the kill everyone.
I don't know. One of the guys came in and he's actually dressed up, so he looks like a bear. He's actually wearing a bear. He's got like a bear skin and a bear skin hat or something like that. But yeah, there's a couple of them there. They're harvesting timber. So someone's chopped down a tree and say they're harvesting timber for crafting. And the crafting menus in this are ridiculous. It's not like specific items only are used to make what you need. There's alternate things, but it will show you the option of closest to what you've got on you. So
you can collect different items and then over multiple steps convert them into an item that you need.
Yeah, like he started off like one of the videos I was talking about earlier. The guy needed to get something extra. They just made a crate with handles on poles to carry.
Cool.
Sorry, but yeah, he needed he didn't have a backpack or anything like that, but he had his prison shirt that he started with and a football jersey that he found in a house. So he cut them into strips and then smaller strips, and he actually made himself a carrier backpack, so he was able to carry a whole lot more gear. That is freaky. The guy who's dressed up as a bear just came up out of a bush, and all you could see was just this bear head.
I feel like I just, at least for one game, I just grab a bear suit and just go around going like,
well, it's actually, okay, the guy that's doing the streaming, he's wearing a bear head as well. So it's like, yeah, they must have fought a bear and cut off its head and turned it into a hat. So there's a crafting thing you can do. Make yourself a bear helmet.
Would you want to play it though? Like just to like the whole weekend, just playing against 64 people.
Well, you could team up with other people. I'm not sure if it has to be one person only as the winner, or whether you're allowed to say, we're all here and we finish. We're happy.
I'd love to give it a go. In fact, it's out now for $20 early access on Steam and Humble Bundle.
Mm-hmm.
And it's by Devolver Digital, so we know it's going to be good.
Oh yeah.
And also one of the developers is the guys behind Serious Sam as well. Crow Team. They're the creators behind the Serious Sam franchise. But this is fun. This is fun though. This looks fun.
Yeah.
Just the possibilities of what you can do are just so intense and amazing. Like with all the crafting and everything like that, you can sit there for an entire weekend and not kill anyone else other than other than the zombies and so forth. Then you could just be making stuff and having fun. And I could literally see you'd have games there where it's everyone just goes, yeah, let's just craft and see how long we can make this game last.
That would be interesting to make it more of a survival aspect and have a clan of 64 go in with a no PvP rule.
I wonder how the game would react to that.
Yeah. There's no shrinking map, so unless there's something I've missed, there's no mechanic to stop you from just camping forever.
Mm.
But the reason I think that people won't camp so much is because the map's big and there's only a few players. So nothing's going to bring
there are
players to you.
Well, there's the zombies, there's the wildlife like the bears, as I said, and then the other thing is you've also got NPC robots. Like if you see stuff with jails, apparently they've got robots that come out and stomp on you and squish you.
Nice.
These guys they must have, I don't know what they've done, but they've just got tons of meat and so forth. So, with the, when I was saying about the cannibalism before, the bloke dissected a zombie he killed down into minute parts. And so you can actually use the parts of the dead bodies to craft items other than food. So you can actually make like a bone needle and stuff like that. So, yeah. If you ever want to see how useful a dead body is, this is the game to teach you.
Oh, don't worry, I know.
Well, it looks like the professor can use his scout training to practice.
Yep.
Although if your scouts start doing this, I'm going to be a little bit concerned.
Well, I mean, I am planning a survival camp for my rovers who are adult age scouts.
Okay, that'd be good.
Yeah. So I don't think I'll make them actually hunt animals, but I'll be like, okay, you build a trap, here's your chicken, go tear the trap down.
Okay. You going to teach them fish traps as well?
Depends on the terrain. I'm not sure where I'll hold it yet.
Okay.
If there's somewhere where there's fish where it's got water to build fish traps in, then sure.
Because that's one of the things I've always been annoyed about with shows like Survivor. None of them ever seem to know how to build a fish trap. It's like they purposely go out of their way to find the most retarded idiots who don't know how to do survival. And one of the most basic survival techniques is a fish trap.
But Survivor is always about drama because humans love drama. We all love drama.
Yeah, but if you want to make it so that you don't get voted off, you make it so that you're the person who's the most valuable member of the team in regards to having good quality food and all that. And building a decent shelter's quite easy if you know what you're doing. Make have access to decent food, like they're on beaches and so forth, and there's rock areas there, so you can build a decent fish trap and get some decent fish. And after you catch a few fish, you got the bones, you can make hooks and so forth. So yeah.
Yep.
Sorry.
Anyway,
kind of part of the
went
idea
just
of
a
the
little
game,
bit off topic there.
Yeah.
But our next topic is the DJ, unfortunately, will be permitted to speak. He wants to tell us about Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, it's such a beautiful game. Beautiful game. So, Cyberpunk, for those who don't know, it's developed by CD Projekt Red, who created The Witcher and Gwent. The game itself is a role-playing video game with the first-person perspective. You can change their sex, hairstyle, face, body type, body modifications, and a background. The story's based in open world metropolis, Night City, California. It consists of 6 regions, such as the corporate city center, immigrant inhibited Watson, luxurious Westbrook, suburban Haywood, gang infested Pacifica, and industrial San Domingo. So the names. So a couple of days ago, they released a 48-minute gameplay video actually, and it was really cool to watch. You guys saw it?
I haven't watched it yet. I've been a bit busy with work, but the screenshots I've seen all look really nice.
Stop breathing heavy, DJ. You sound like an obscene phone call.
It's because somebody said sex in the article. Grow up, DJ.
Anyways, even with that 48-minute gameplay video, there was so much things to look at, like the guns that you can play with, the bullet time options as well. The character creations, you include stats like strength, constitution, intelligence, reflexes, tech, and cool.
Okay.
Upgradable and replaceable cyberware, and dialogue is all real time.
Okay, awesome.
So what else was there? Even though it's all like fast paced and chaotic, like the game Doom, it also has in that gameplay video. There was also a similar mechanic that Destiny had, which was basically you shoot a guy and there'll be numbers coming out like damage numbers.
Although that does have an option to turn it off. I saw in an article today.
Ah, cool.
They came out and said that there's a lot of hard options.
Nice. What else did they also say? You can choose your character's backstory, why they're in the Night City, and you can decide whether they're there for romance or revenge. There's no set character classes as well, which is good. So you can create your character from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
There are only 3 classes in the game, though, which is Solo, Techie, and Netrunner. So Solos are combat-based, Techies are gadgets and machinery, and Netrunners are hackers, basically.
Nah, really?
Oh, yeah.
Never would have figured that out.
You know what I like about this, though? The game is based on an RPG, a tabletop RPG.
Yeah.
They've got the guy who worked on that working on the game. And the RPG was Cyberpunk 2020.
Yep.
So they just had to
2077
push it forwards a little bit, just because, unfortunately, we are nowhere near Cyberpunk in 2020.
Mm-hmm. But there are some really cool parts to this as well. Like the world isn't fully destructible as well, but windows and bodies are.
Ah, well, can't have everything.
I mean, I don't really see a problem with that.
Yeah, they've what else happened? As soon as the gameplay video came out, the specs for this game also came out as well, and the specs look really amazing.
Yes, you had a list of that. What are the specs of the demo PC?
So you've got your CPU, which is an Intel Core i7 8700K at 3.0 gigahertz. Your motherboard is an Asus ROG Strix Z370i Gaming.
No, DJ, your mother is bored.
Oh, very funny, Professor. Very funny. Your RAM is 32 gigs of G-Skill Ripjaws.
I beg your pardon? Who are you ramming?
Your mother.
Hey. You leave my mother out of it, I'll keep it out of your mother.
Oh. But
I have started a horrible thing.
I know. Bear with it. Your GPU is an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1080 Ti. Your storage is an SSD drive of 512 gigs. And your power supply is 600 watts.
And we'll post all that online for everyone who wants to see. We'll have a link there with all that.
Yeah.
Just so when you wake up, you can go and read it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really, it's high end for now, but the game will come out in a year or two, and they'll still work on optimizing.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see what it comes out as in the end.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The cost I've seen. Apparently, the cost of it totals up to 1,800 for the whole thing.
The game.
Yeah, that's because they went for the gaming stuff.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could get away with much cheaper parts. Like the motherboard is the Strix edition, which is super hardcore gaming style.
How much did you say they paid?
1,800.
That's not really all that much. I was looking at some stuff online, and yeah, one of the CPUs I was looking at was close to $3,000.
Whoa.
But yeah,
The reception to this release was pretty good. Pretty positive.
okay.
And what was they saying? So, according to CEO Adam Kininsky, he says, "While I haven't read while I haven't read through any summary whatsoever, but I've read through the feedback, and the general tone of feedback is very positive." He also said that we're more interested in what the gamers are thinking. We're quite self-conscious because the game, like we said in the presentation, is not in its final stage, and I do not specify imperfections. I also mean some solutions that are still subject to change. Although I think it's good. It's good to see a boss say that.
Yeah, CD Projekt Red seem like really good guys.
Yeah.
Just a quick thing. I just noticed an ad on here looking at the stuff for Cyberpunk, and there's actually an ad there for Black Desert Online.
Wait,
they've done a re-release.
Okay.
Remastered.
I think that one was free to play, wasn't it?
As well. Pardon?
I think that was free to play, wasn't it?
I think so. It's a MMORPG. I can't remember if it was free to play or not, but it's looking at some of the bits and pieces. Like you got giants and trolls and elephants and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, the graphics are looking remarkably cool now. It was just released on August 22nd. So
nice.
For those who want to go out and battle giants and whatnot, and they're taking the attitude, they're constantly trying to improve it. So looking at some of the graphics and so forth and everything here, they're saying it's free to try now or buy now is the option. So it's free to try, but yeah, if you want to play it properly, you need to buy it.
Send drop a link. Drop the link down.
I already have on Steam.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in the Discord at the bottom there.
Sure. What else did they say about this game that you can have? There's a day and night cycle as well, so an ever-changing weather system. You can interact with ads as well, which can tell you where to buy certain products. Yeah, and
I like that idea. A little bit of role play where you have to go to buy stuff.
Yeah. Different vendors sell goods and services in exchange for Euro dollars or eddies. That sounds awesome, like Euro dollars.
Isn't that just the euro?
Yeah, the euro. The euro has merged with America somehow.
Well, the euro is worth more than the American dollar last time I checked, but yeah. Don't tell the Americans.
I can see that.
They don't like it.
But still, I like that. I like that whole the whole gameplay video just amazed me. I just want to see more. I'd like to see more of it. Maybe a demo, maybe a beta of that game would be cool to play with.
Yeah. And would you play that with yourself?
Oh, I don't know. If there is a multiplayer option, I wish you guys can join me.
I believe there is not.
I heard that they said there might be. They might put a co-op option.
Okay.
A second. Is there a co-op multiplayer?
I don't know. We're asking you.
That's why I'm just one of the articles was saying.
We apologize, folks.
A second.
Feel free to go have a nap. We'll wake you up when he finds it.
I found it. They're saying, unfortunately, no. At least not according to developers. Based on everything we've seen at the game, there was no multiplayer at all, let alone co-op multiplayer. The dev said a while ago, "We have multiplayer in R&D, but the game we're shipping to you is single player." So there is a hint. Okay.
I don't think it's a hint. I think it's a promise that they're hoping to do it. Just
yeah. Because like I said, I want to see more of this. I would love to see more of this.
So anyway, what have you been playing this week, Bucky?
Well, I've actually been playing a couple of games on my mobile phone, just because I've been having assignments and everything to do, and just running back and forth from uni and everything like that. I haven't really had much time for sitting down and doing a proper game session. So first up is a beta test game called Hyperdrome, which isn't really like a massively, hugely exciting thing, but it's a fun little competitive game where you got your car racing around a track and you have power-ups. So you can shoot missiles at your opponent. You can drop mines on the road behind you. You can turn yourself into ghost mode and have a shield, or you can also get a rabbit booster so that you boost up into the air and you fly. So if missiles and landmines are there, you also got speed power-ups and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, you just race around the track for 5 laps and try to beat the other person or make them run far enough behind that they lose the race. But yeah, it's looking like a promising little game. And the other one is Fallout Shelter on your mobile.
And the Switch and the Xbox and the PlayStation and pretty much everywhere else.
Yeah, but it's now on your mobile phone, so you can build yourself your shelter on your mobile phone. And there's another app you can get for you can use with your game when you're playing on Xbox or PlayStation, whatever, for tracking your stats and so forth. I saw just as an extra aside there, but yeah, the graphics for the mobile phone version of Fallout Shelter are looking quite cool. And it's not a fast gameplay. It's you sit back and you're the overseer and you tell people to go do stuff and they go do it.
Yeah, it's a mobile game, so you just put down a few minutes on the bus.
Yeah. So yeah, between the two of them, it's making the train ride into uni a lot more fun and bearable. But yeah, that's the games I've been playing this week. So yeah.
And what about you, DJ?
I've been starting to play Guns of Icarus.
Talking about Guns of Icarus for the 3rd week in a row.
Hey, it's been. Hey, I started playing it. I was like, should I play it? Should I play it? Yeah, why not? Yeah, I started playing it, and I fell into the deep end after playing the tutorial. I just played multiplayer, and it's insanely It's insanely awesome.
How many times have you fallen overboard so far?
None, actually. None.
No, you haven't done it well enough then.
But I've been having a lot of fun playing with the turrets, blowing up other airships. The turrets. The gun turrets.
Turrets.
The turrets.
That's not a word, DJ.
Turrets, not torrents. There's no N in there. It's TURRETS. Turrets.
All right, I got the American version wrong then.
No, even in the American version, it doesn't have an N.
Turrets.
Unless you're talking about torrents, which is pirating stuff.
But yeah, the gun turrets are pretty good to play with. Like you got the cannon, you got the large cannons to chain guns, which are pretty good. It's playing online. It's just fun. And you were right, Buck. The online community are very, very supportive on that game.
It's one of the best things about that game I found is they encourage you and they help you out. So if you go in and you're not if it's your first time doing it and you say, "Oh, yeah, look, I'm only a noob and I'm sorry if I'm going to be bad at this, but yeah." And what do you want me to do? What should I do? And they'll tell you exactly what they want and give you a handout.
Yeah. But I only started playing it and I'm having a lot of fun with this. I need to play more just to get a better feel of this game.
Mm-hmm.
I need to actually get around to playing it soon. I haven't played it yet.
It's just one more person. It's one more.
Too many games, not enough time.
We'll convert you over.
We'll convert you. We'll make you a believer.
I need to quit my job and become a YouTuber full time.
Or a Twitch streamer.
Yeah.
Hey,
nah, I'm quitting my job. I like my job.
If people want to pay us to do stuff, play games, I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, well, we have been talking about doing it. We haven't actually done it yet, but if we do it, you know where to find us.
Yeah, find us on Twitch and on YouTube.
Well, we'll post it on our Facebook page, obviously.
Yeah. But I'm liking that. I'd love to see like us three all just play on one ship.
I'd like to see me and Bucky play on one ship.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
That'd be
same thing. if that's not canon, people go to an escape room for the end of year party. I'm gonna make sure you don't play because I want to actually get out of the room at some point.
We could use him as a sacrificial offering, though.
Yeah.
There could be that option.
Wow.
And if it isn't, well,
Wow,
there's
we
something
haven't-
that burns.
Wow, we
No,
haven't
we've
even
already
we haven't even started, and you guys want to kill me already. Wow, that's amazing.
Been wanting to kill you for a while. We're just talking about how to get rid of the evidence.
Oh,
Yes,
You've only
which is
just
why we
become-
won't talk about Bucky's van.
this will be fun.
Anyway,
But- What have you
Sorry?
been playing, Victor?
yes, I was about to say that I've been playing the Fallout board game, which is Fallout as a board game. It's quite
Okay.
in depth. It's sort of part solo, part cooperative. There are quests you can complete, and each quest can only be completed by one player. So the scenario we were playing when we played the other day was the Fallout 4 scenario. So we got quests like kill a robot to steal its radio so you can track the institute and all of that sort of stuff. But there's also an element of random map generation because you get a set of tiles and instructions on which tiles are face up to begin with, which will be major locations, and they go in particular places. Then you fill in the spaces with other tiles, but you shuffle them. So you have to explore the tile to find out what's there, and each time the map's slightly different.
Okay.
There's also 5 different classes, and each class has its own abilities. Like there's a who the ghoul starts off vilified, which means that he has trouble doing dice rolls for social sort of stuff, but he is immune to radiation.
Sounds
and I
cool.
like how they've put VATs into board game form. You roll dice that have a silhouette of a body with parts highlighted, and that tells you which part of the body you hit.
Okay.
We should, I think we should get together and do it as a Nerds Amalgamated group sometime as well.
I'm up for that.
Yeah, so
Say,
likewise.
The closest board game I know of to it is the Firefly board game.
There's a board game for Firefly that I haven't heard about. How did this
Yes, and it is amazing.
Wait, let me just find it.
happen? If anyone wants to buy me something for Christmas, There
I
you
have
go.
it, and most of the expansions.
There is the Firefly the game Blue Sun, Firefly out to the
so-
Black.
For Firefly, there's a whole bunch of expansions for it. The 2A don't have at the moment, I think. Blue Sun and Kalidasa, which are huge map expansions.
Okay.
But I have most of the others.
Hang on a second, I'll
the-
send you the.
The Fallout board game actually just got an expansion the other day for called New California, which I assume will add scenarios from Fallout 1 and 2.
So when you say expansion, is this like cards or board space? Or
A bit of both. So I don't know what exactly is in the New California expansion because
So
I
you got
haven't
new-
looked into it.
I've got a picture. You got some new scenarios actually.
Okay.
Hang on a second, I'll just post up the thingy, the link. That's the picture,
Okay, so I'll
that's
just
the
wait for that to load.
and that's the info. So you got expansion brings new quests, companions, vaults, and items to Fallout the board game.
Okay, so a lot of new stuff. The expansions I have for Firefly are new cards. Depending on the deck, there's new cards. There's one that adds a bunch of new cards, but also a bunch of new mechanics and a couple of new ships. It's the Piracy and Bounty Hunters.
Okay.
It actually adds PvP to Firefly. There's no real PvP in the game without
Okay.
the Pirates and Bounty Hunters expansion.
There's something called
And
Fistful of Credits. Is that an expansion?
that one, I think, is more of a replace the paper money, which is gorgeous art. It's all based on money from the show. But it's, I think that's the one that replaces it with like, oh no, wait, it's an add-on that adds bigger denominations.
Okay. Because yeah, it's. I was just looking through some of the pictures and stuff, and there was one here where it's looking like there's different like board maps and tokens and so forth. So I wasn't sure if that was an
Oh,
expansion.
no, sorry, I remember now. Fistful of Credits is a completely different game.
Okay, there's 2 board games of Firefly.
I think there's a third one now.
Oh, my
Yeah,
just getting
so
better.
Fistful of Credits is a few years old, I think,
Okay.
and is more about the heisting.
Mm-hmm.
Firefly, the board game, is about the space travel.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's
the Jet Wash, Esmeralda.
those are expansions for the game.
Okay. Oh, there's a Monopoly. There's a Monopoly
There's
edition.
one called Brigands and Browncoats. That's it.
Oh yeah, that's one. Yeah, I see it.
So we could have an
Yeah.
entire weekend of just Firefly games.
We could.
Even
and
a
we could
week long.
binge watch all of it except for the movie. The movie didn't happen. Was never died.
Here we go. Brigands and Browncoats. That's the one.
Okay, yeah. So Brigands and Browncoats looks pretty similar to Fistful of Credits, but I haven't played either of them, so I can't say.
I'm looking at a picture here of Brigands and Browncoats, and it's actually 3-dimensional. Like they've actually got barrier walls and so forth.
Yeah.
Which I'll post into the chat area for you, which the DJ can post up online.
Yeah.
In the minutes. It's actually looking really cool.
Oh, that looks very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. There's the Fistful of Credits for you guys.
Yeah, I saw Fistful of Credits. I was looking at. Someone's actually gone to an insane way of doing the actual with the board game with all the expansions. They've actually built a little table that sits on top
Oh,
of.
yeah. Yes, Vera Edition, I think it's called. It's a playmat that has like spots to hold all the. Oh no, that's new. Oh, that is amazing.
Oh,
I saw the playmats and so forth earlier, but yeah, that's just I just saw that and I was like, oh,
You know, I really need to work on my my storage though, because there's so many different decks of cards in the Firefly board game and so many tokens and stuff that my box tends to get turned over at some point in the time between playthroughs, and whenever I pull it out, it's slipped, like the lid's slipped off a bit, so things have shuffled around and gone everywhere.
Now that's just next level dedication to the series.
Yeah. And then there's a third party company that makes the Vera edition board. Yes, that's
the Garforce.
that. Okay, that's not it. Vera edition is a playmat that has all of the it's one of those vinyl playmats, I think, that has all of the content printed on it, so all of the maps, and has areas marked out for each deck of cards. I'd love to get it, but it's a bit expensive for me. This does remind me, Tabletop Simulator?
Mm-hmm.
It has all of the Firefly board game expansions.
Yeah, but I want the little Firefly ship token.
I know.
I'm sorry, but that's just too cool. And apparently, I just discovered there's a Game of Thrones board game now as well.
Yep, I played that one a few years ago.
I have one. I think I have that one. That's which version are you playing? Are you talking about the Risk Edition or the?
No, there's a specific Game of Thrones board game.
Okay.
That one. When it finishes loading.
So, we were just discussing doing videos of our games. We should do Firefly the board game as our first video.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's pick a weekend coming up and consider this your warning, people. You're going to get to see us play board games and yell at the DJ for getting the rules wrong. There's one like you in every group, DJ.
Oh, I don't know. It might be you, man. It might be you.
No, it's not me.
So they keep saying.
I know it's not me because I have another group of friends that I play board games with.
No.
Well, I say another group of friends, but I don't consider you my friend, DJ. And we have that one idiot who keeps messing up the rules. You know who you are if you're listening, and I know you do listen. We give him lots of shit for it.
I just noticed you can actually customize your ships.
Yes, I've got that. Too. It's an add-on pack, an expansion pack thingy. Comes with little like resin or whatever they are models of each ship. Mm-hmm. But anyway, my voice is starting to go out again.
So we'll have to move along.
Let's move along and wrap up with our shout-outs.
Mm-hmm.
This week, we'd like to extend our sympathy to the victims of the Jacksonville Madden shooting, where, if you've missed it, somebody shot up a Madden tournament in Florida and killed 4 people, I believe.
2
people, including himself, might have been.
Oh yeah, 3. Yeah, 3. Yeah, 2 including himself. Yeah.
So
our condolences
to the victims.
Yeah, our condolences. Mm-hmm.
And slightly happier news. Katherine Johnson, who was a mathematician on the Apollo program, had her 100th birthday this week. She was called a human computer.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And was known to, while I was reading articles about her the other day, I found out that when they developed calculators, they'd come back and double check with her because she was so good, and she'd double check their work and make sure that the rocket wouldn't blow up.
Who was the lady? We discussed this the other day, and it was her birthday just recently as well, wasn't it? The programmer,
Margaret Atwood,
and she had the code that she wrote out by hand that was stacked up and it was taller than her.
Yes, sorry, not Margaret Atwood. Margaret Atwood is the author. I'll just double check what her name is. Margaret Hamilton.
Margaret Hamilton.
Yeah.
That's an impressive amount of coding.
Yeah. There's photos of her with a stack of books as tall as she is, of her code for the project.
I think there was a movie made about Katherine Johnson that came out recently.
Yeah, Hidden Figures.
Yeah. It was
since we're talking about Margaret Hamilton, I'll just throw a link in there for you for the pictures we're talking about. And she worked with a team at MIT. They wrote by hand on what they called coding paper and then gave it to people whose job it was to actually program it into the computer using punch cards.
Mm-hmm.
And the code's written in assembly, a special kind of assembly. I was researching this a while back. I decided I'd give it a go at translating it into a modern language. But I'm not as good at programming as I like to pretend I am, apparently.
Yeah, I know a guy who, when he went through university to do programming back in the day, learned how to program in machine code and binary.
Wow.
But he was in his 30s or late 20s, early 30s when I was only about 13. And yeah, so he actually programmed for Queensland Rail for a while and actually did all the stuff for all their control signal stuff.
That's cool.
Went and worked for IBM and Microsoft and other places like that, and is an epic nerd. He'd go play computer games at night, and he had just the most amazing computer setup. So I can understand the coding issues.
Yeah, so it's in a particular kind of assembly. You can find all of the original source code on GitHub.
Mm-hmm.
And they stored it by wrapping wire around magnets in a grid. It's called magnetic core memory. So they get seamstresses to actually input the code into memory by winding wires around a matrix of magnets.
Okay.
So moving on, this week is the anniversary of the Mark I Mini, the famous car from the Italian Job.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
epic movie.
Yes, amazing. The original one, not the American remake.
Yes, with Michael Caine.
Yep. The anniversary of both Krakatoa and Vesuvius, two of the most famous volcanic eruptions in the world. Krakatoa was so big that the shockwave traveled around the world several times, and Vesuvius covered Herculaneum and Pompeii in volcanic ash.
And before we get any clever jokes, no, I was not around when it happened.
No, Bucky's not that old. The anniversary of Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech. The IRA attack, which killed is that Mountbatten or Mountbatten?
Mountbatten.
Mountbatten. Oh, wow. The first issue of Scientific American came out this week in 1845. And Guinness Book of World Records started in this week, 1955. And finally, Weird Al Yankovic this week got his Hollywood star. I can't think of anyone more deserving.
Oh yeah. I like his acceptance speech. His acceptance speech was hilarious as well.
Please do not pickaxe my star.
Unless I turn completely evil.
I know it's all the rage, but that's not cool. Oh man,
Weird Al seems like a pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed one.
It was a couple of weeks ago for Google released footage of a shark attacking a
couple
cable.
of years ago.
Yeah.
The photos from 2014.
Yeah, as I said, a couple of years ago.
Okay.
A couple of years ago this week, Google released images of a shark attacking an underwater cable and having a chew on it, pretending it was a puppy or a cat at home chewing on your internet cable.
Yes, I've heard this story before, but never seen the actual photo.
Bruce.
And it's a fun photo.
Bruce the shark. Bruce the shark attacking the cable. That's why the Wi-Fi went out.
Oh man, I can imagine how many people will be like, "Damn you, sharks! Damn you for ruining my internet."
Well, I know this is probably going to upset some people, but my first thought when I saw it was I've seen cats that have chewed through cables, and you see them get electrocuted and flying across the room, and they've got the singed fur and all that sort of stuff. You got a shark chewing on a cable.
Cables.
You got a shark chewing on a cable carrying electricity underwater.
Yeah, so that's what actually attracts them to the cable. They hunt by detecting the electromagnetic fields from life, and they detect the signal going through the cables and think, well, that looks tasty.
Yeah, but see, I was just thinking a shark chewing on the cable, it's going to cook itself in the water. So all you need now is the chips.
Oh.
Hey, I'm pragmatic. I didn't tell the shark to go and chew on it. I'm just taking advantage of the opportunity to make a good meal out of it.
Yeah.
Everyone likes fish and chips.
I know. Even the seagulls. Even the seagulls love fish and chips.
Yep. So let's wrap it up here. We'll see you next week. But please check out our merchandise store, our Facebook page, our Twitter, nerds.amalgamated. It's our Twitter is namalgamated. Email address, if you want to send us any angry rants about anything, is nerds.amalgamated@gmail.com. And feel free to check out the other That's Not Canon productions, which include some new podcasts this week. Have you guys watched any good ones?
I've been listening to more of the Everybody Wants a Cat podcast. Pretty good.
Everybody Wants to Be a Cat.
Yep, that's the one.
No, I've been busy with uni this week. I haven't listened to any podcasts other than our own. Sorry.
Yeah, we had a new one launch. I'm pretty sure, but
is it the 1 mile one?
No, that was a few weeks ago.
Okay, but yeah, there was a recent release, but we'll talk more about that soon.
Yep. So check us out online. Send us messages, send us hate, send us anything you want, because we seriously want to hear from you. And we'll see you next week.
See you guys.
Au revoir.